How's it going, everyone? John here, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how you can improve your audio quality for live streaming. Now, I'm not an audio engineer, I'm not a sound engineer, I'm just going to be sharing my own personal experience, and it might help your own situation as well. If you have any questions, reach out to me in the comments or jump into the Discord, and I'll try to help you guys out there. But if you are new to the channel, be sure to go ahead and take a look at the other content on the channel, as I do cover a lot of the technical side of streaming, so it might also help you guys out as well. Now, before I get into the actual video, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, which is Restream. And I've used Restream many times. Restream essentially allows you to broadcast to multiple locations like Facebook, YouTube, Trovo, Twitch, and many of the other services that they offer. And they have other different types of services within what they already offer. So like you have event scheduling, you have the ability of changing all of your titles and game and everything in one place. You can also use their live studio, which allows you to stream directly off of the actual browser. They have a bunch of built-in features. You can have the chat and everything all in one place and much more. So if you want to give them a shot, go ahead and use the link in the video description below. Save $10 off of the plans that they offer. Give them a shot for a month. Let me know what you think about it. And let me know if you'll continue using Restream. And if you have any problems with Restream, I have a playlist already made for you guys to get you guys started. Alright, so let's talk about microphones. Now, there's a bunch of different microphones out there, so I'm just going to kind of quickly go through this. You have a USB microphone or you have an XLR microphone. USB will be something like a Blue Snowball, and the XLR microphones would be something like the Shure SM7B, this guy right here, which is a Sennheiser E835. So there's different types of inputs for your microphones. Now, there's different types of microphones. You have your condenser microphones, which is like the Blue Snowball, and then you have your dynamic microphones, which is like the Shure SM7B. So with those two different types, there's different things that those have in terms of how they work. So with a condenser microphone, it picks up a ton of background noise. With a dynamic microphone, it doesn't. I mean, it still can, but it doesn't pick up as much. So going back really quickly to the inputs, though, with a USB, it's just plug and play, you're good to go, and you can start recording. With a XLR, this has to go into an audio interface. So you'll be paying for the microphone, a cable, and an audio interface. With a USB, it's just the microphone, USB, you're good to go. So there's different types of ones out there, different price points and stuff like that. My personal recommendations for USB microphones would be the Wave 3 and also the Blue Snowball. Those are like my two. So like the high end would be like under $200 would be the Wave 3, and then under $100 would be the Blue Snowball. Now, if you're wanting to have a combo mic, there is the newest mic that came out from Shure. I believe it's the Shure MV7. Which has both inputs, so you can choose whichever one you want to go with. It's not a bad microphone. It's a very decent microphone, but it costs $250. So it just matters on what you have in your budget. Now, regardless of what microphone you're using, there's a lot of things you can still do to make it sound better. So with a USB microphone, we'll start off with that one. You can add in different types of filters in OBS. So you can add stuff like a compressor, a noise gate, a noise suppression, a limiter. And you can still apply those to the dynamic microphone as well, which I still encourage because it doesn't hurt to have extra stuff in there to make your audio sound better. Now, with just a USB being plugged in, you have no types of controls depending on the microphone you have. So if you're using a Blue Snowball for this example, there's nothing there. It's just the Blue Snowball, and then it's just plugged into the computer, and that's it. So then you bring it into OBS, you open up your audio filters, and then you're able to go and select all the different filters that you want to apply. So like compressor, noise gate, noise suppression, limiter, and so on and so forth. Those ones I always encourage people to use. Now, there's probably a plugin that you can add to OBS Studio to be able to add extra types of filters for your audio, but just from the ones that OBS gives you is fine to start off with. So with compression, it compresses the sound. With noise gate, it gives you a certain threshold that the sound has to go through in order for it to get picked up, which is pretty nice, especially if you're trying to get rid of certain background noise. Limiter is really good for people who tend to scream really loud into their microphone, and that way it doesn't like peak into the red or peak too high into the yellow and has this distortion sound. So having that kind of set at like just as it hits yellow is probably going to be the best whenever it comes to the bar. Whenever you guys are talking, you'll see it. And then with a dynamic microphone, what you're going to want to do is kind of mess with your interface. So some interfaces are very simple and they only have a couple of knobs. Others are more extreme. Some have their own software built into it, like the Go XLR or the Go XLR Mini has their own built-in software where you can add a bunch of different stuff to it. So there's definitely a few things that you can mess with that when it comes to the dynamic microphones, but you can still apply the other things with the filters. Now, when it comes to buying your microphone, it's really up to your own budget, but regardless of which microphone you have, having yourself using a noise suppression, a limiter, a compressor, and maybe even using the noise gate all together, I think will still be very beneficial. I can't really give you guys certain types of stats and everything like that on what to set it to because everyone's environment's different. So if you're playing in a bedroom that's got carpet and a lot of stuff in the way, it's going to dampen the sound. So your numbers are going to be different from somebody who's playing, say, in the middle of their living room with hardwood floors and an open floor plan, because now they got more echo that they're going to have to deal with. So you're going to have to just kind of mess with these different filters and kind of see what's going to work best for you. Now, if you're using a dynamic microphone, it's still going to be the same way. But you'll have more control with the interface that you're using regardless of your environment. But it's still good to have these things added, essentially. But guys, that is pretty straightforward. I know there's not much I could really show, but if you guys have any questions about these different types of filters, let me know in the comment section below and I'll try to explain it. Again, I'm not a sound engineer. I'm not an audio engineer, so I didn't want to give you guys any information that was incorrect. And if I did say something incorrect throughout this video, please correct me. That way people in the comment section can, definitely be more educated on it, and even myself can be educated on it. But I appreciate you guys watching the video. Be sure to go ahead and take a look at the other content on the channel, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Take care.